Armored Bear Productions. Welcome to Not Safe for Wizards, an actual play 5th edition D&D podcast.
Alright, so when last we left off,
Oryon had defeated the Hobgoblin Priest Albert in single combat with an asterisk. As his young squire paladin Grunk came out and did lay on hands when it looked like Oryon was felled by a high level, or well, not high level, but a souped up version of inflict wounds. And so he is now Oryon is now in possession of the affinity of the Hobgoblin Legion. So like 4 hobgoblins, several
Thank you.
So the session closed out with Oryon spending a night out in Albert's tent. The rest of the crew decided they were not spending the night out in Hobgoblin camp. They were.
It's a good way to wake up dead.
They were returning to the comforts of the foyer of the manor,
of the creepily abandoned castle.
Yes,
but we have the magical security system,
right?
So
that's why you guys are.
That's why we sleep there.
Yeah, sleeping in the foyer.
Yeah, Jade has made a pillow fort.
Yes. Just grabbing all the pillows that you could.
Oh yeah, dragging them from upstairs, dragging them downstairs, made a complete pillow fort, coming off one of the suits of armor. You know.
Okay. Did you select the character name?
I did not actually.
Oh boy, you gotta be careful because if we name you. Oh yeah.
We'll probably just call you a different name every time we talk to you.
You like us naming you?
Yeah. I'm very indecisive, so.
Well, I gotta get you a name because I have a little vignette for you and me to do, so I kind of need I need a name.
Okay, so he's a wizard.
He's a wizard. He's a human, and he is from far off from the area surrounding the inner city. Oh, all right. So, General, where does Xavian hail from?
I am from.
So someplace warm.
Someplace warm, yes.
Okay, so somewhere from a southern reaches.
Yeah.
All right. So, we'll say you're on your travels. You've been traveling with caravans and whatnot to explore the world. Mm-hmm. One of the even those places that weren't under the control of Grimsby know of Grimsby, and it's a great center of learning, and there are definitely wizards colleges and whatnot. So there's definite attraction that would bring you to Grimsby. Along the way, as you've traveled along, you notice that especially landed wealthy folks love to bring you, kind of shelter you in their homes. Hear stories about from where you come from, and you've been pretty well treated as you've traveled with caravans. In fact, there were a couple times where the caravan you came with has moved on without you, and you just kind of caught up with the next caravan that's moving through. The last rich family that did this was the Thistlespires. They're an elven family. And just shortly after you arrived, and they began the whining and dining, word had come down that they had been raised up to a full noble house, which set the whole household a tizzy. You met Lord Palin Thistlespire. He's a kind of middle-aged high elf. Up until this point, his greatest claim to fame is he was one of the strongest advocates for the peace process that Grimsby was the focal point of. his wife is actually a wild elf or wood elf, and it's a little bit of a sort of thing among elves. But your reading of it, just he's got like perfect blonde, almost silver blonde hair, and she's more dark haired and darker featured. And they have a young son, and by young I mean he's like 80, named Gala. And he was the most excited about the prospect of getting to move to Grimsby. And in fact, as soon as that was announced, he went and sent for a tailor and a seamstress to find out what the latest fashions were in Grimsby, so that he could have all new clothes made, so he could look his best. And what got made was, even by your alien understanding of things, just garish. The brightest greens, the goldest golds, just like not practical in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
And then the family kind of like, okay, we need to leave and go to the city. Would you mind kind of hanging around and helping us? And then when the last of our household comes, would you mind traveling with them to the city? And they offered you some coinage and kind of gave you kind of free run of the house's library before it was packed up, to kind of let you rummage through. But then the day came for the last of the household staff and you to come to their city villa. As you come to the city of Grimsby, it's like Constantinople. It's got giant walls and it's impressive. It's you're looking at, you can still feel like the imperial majesty of this city. As you go through the gates, you see these 40-foot walls are also like 30 feet thick. And you can see how like they're big enough that they can have siege weapons or catapults and ballista travel along the top of the walls. And then it's like there's a section of city, and then there's another set of walls and gates to go through. And this one's a little bit shorter and a little bit thinner, but still could be well fortified. And as you travel through with the caravan, you see people of all different races. You see elves, you see dwarves, gnomes, halflings. You even see half-orcs and full-orcs. And the markets are just huge. Everything is being traded. However, winter is approaching fast, so what goods there are available are now starting to get a little bit more expensive, and the cold is starting to set in. The Thistlespires did make sure, as you are a southern traveler, they did make sure to leave you with some warm traveling gear as well. So they didn't want their guests to get caught in maybe unfamiliar weather. As the caravan leads into the noble district, it's almost like carbon copy villas next to each other, each one though featuring outside the main gates to them, featuring the sigils of the various houses. The caravan stops in front of a villa for the sigil on it. Looks like it's like, looking at the other ones, this one has been kind of recently carved, and it is a spire with two thistle heads off of the sides, which you recognize as the Thistlespire sigil. The Chamberlain comes out. Oh, great! How was your travels?
Excellent. A little chilly, but
Yes, unfortunately, the winters here can get very bitter. Hopefully, it will not be such an extreme winter, but they say there's already been some major snows north of the Great Inland Sea, so it could be one of the bad winters. But come on in. We can warm you up by the fire. Lord Thistlespire and Lady Thistlespire have been very worried about how long it was taking your caravan to get here. I don't know if you heard, but some of the roads have been plagued by these bandits that call themselves the Brothers of the Forest. Just recently, several caravans of goods destined for the city have been set upon and completely captured. But supposedly, between the king's men and the local bounty hunters, they're trying to get this situation under control. But we had worried, but we're so glad you're here. Come on in. And he leads you in. As you come through the inner gates, there is a fountain, which has a statue with a representation of one of the gods named Teotl, who in the stories started off as a female goddess, but when her sister goddess despaired that she could not have children, Teotl reached out to elemental chaos and gained the ability to switch gender, to assume any form of gender, and so Teotl's symbol. Teotl is the god of the sky and storm, and so their symbol is a sun, some of the sort of half circle of triangles, and then a moon, so it's just smooth, and then a lightning bolt behind it. And so that's the fountain. And there's another small religious icon to Akenna, who is the goddess of nature, the mother goddess. She's the one that Teotl changed for, and her symbol is basically like a tree of life. So you've seen these throughout, and the names of the deities are a little bit different, maybe different from where you're at, but basically there's the same deities throughout most of the known world here. You're taken into the main audience chamber, where Lord Thistlespire is sitting, and Lady Thistlespire sits nearby, and Gala is playing some sort of game of chance with one of the courtiers, apparently losing a small bit of money, but Lord Thistlespire, Xavian, you made it. So glad. Fetch him some mulled wine. Warm him up. I'm sure this chill is unpleasant.
You get used to it.
That you do. Even for us who don't live so close to the sea here, these winters can be a bit rough. But we're so glad you made it. Once you get yourself settled in, I have an interesting undertaking to present you that might interest you. So get yourself settled in, warm up, and give me some. Come back to the audience chamber when you're ready. So you are free to go. He has a servant show you to a small room that they've set aside for you. What would you like to do?
I guess I should look around my new surroundings.
So the room itself is pretty small. It's like a 10 by 20. There's like room for a small bed, a little desk. There's a small oil lamp. Everything in there is pretty nice. You can definitely tell that like this is definitely like a guest chamber, but maybe not for if they're hosting other nobility or somebody. But definitely on the nice side of things.
Get the sense that there might be something magical about this or special about this room.
No, not particularly. It's like I said, it's just regular quarters. I mean, probably nicer than most. Like if you stopped at one of the mid-level inns in town, this is probably better than even what you would get there. It's much more comfortable. The mattress might actually not be weeks old straw, but something fresher. It's definitely cleaner. Of the places you stayed, like this is pretty good. You definitely get the feeling that the Thistlespires are definitely putting on to kind of maybe show their worthiness of their new nobility status. Possibly even kind of doing like the nouveau riche thing where not quite gold-plated toilets, but far nicer than maybe what they could actually afford. And maybe again going maybe a little gaudier than what a seasoned noble family would go. So the colors are a little greener. While you're waiting there, one of the servants does come knock on the door. Okay, so he comes in and he brings you a pretty good sized goblet of warm mulled wine.
Nice.
Well, Thistlespire said you might, this might help get the chill out.
Works for me.
He sets it aside on the table and then bows his way out.
I'd like to speak to Lord Thistlespire and find out more about.
So, you head back to the audience chamber, and Lord Thistlespire appears to be indulging a little bit of cheese and fruit. They're like a candied fruit almost, and you realize the reason they're candied fruit is because getting fresh fruit at this point is going to be pretty tough. And as you come in, he's kind of like got a mouth half full. My apologies, sir. Chews quickly, swigs down a mouthful of wine. So, the other day, a group of adventuring types happened to, the day before, they happened to have intervened on behalf of Gala and prevented him from collecting a beating that he probably sorely deserved, but nonetheless didn't need to take. And so I had made a proposition to them to go to Marsh Island. It will be my the actual seat of my noble house, to check upon the inhabitants of it, check upon the status of the keep there, and clear out any undesirables or vermin. So they left by ship yesterday. According to my captains, it takes about a half a day or so to get there. They're an interesting group. They appeared to be a couple humans. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the folks, the Genasi. They're elemental beings. they had a water elemental,
I mean,
a
why
water
does this shit
genasi,
gotta get racist right away?
a halfling. Just according to the Chamberlain, just the cutest, most intriguing little halfling who was interested in pies and hats. There was also one who kept herself pretty well cloaked, but I think she is of the celestial touch. But those folks are even rarer than the elementals. So yeah, they went off, and I was thinking it might be intriguing for you to check out what they're up to and maybe be a little bit of eyes and ears for me, just to make sure they're doing as they were instructed, which I assume they are because I've left it pretty wide open. But sometimes my my generosity outruns my common sense. So, if that's of interest to you.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll join them.
All right. He looks up. It's already midday. First light of the morning, I'll have one of the ships take you to the island. Well, I'll take you to the ship that's waiting for them, and then from there, you know what I'll have, because I'm sure my ship, the crew I have has been, somewhat observing them from a distance, so I will have them fill you in on what they know and aid you in catching up with them if they can. I'll have a letter for you to take to give to the captain when you reach the other ship. Feel free to enjoy the household as it is. I would say if you wanted to go out and visit Grimsby, but with what happened to Gala the other night, we're trying to keep a little bit of a lower level of presence. In fact, I've restricted young Gala to the villa until such time as as those folks return, because he's really overdoing the lordling thing. He kind of shoots a look at him, and Gala kind of looks back and just gives sort of almost like a teenager scowl. We will be having dinner right around sundown if you would like to join us.
Of course.
Excellent. So, in this very things, we'll just kind of fast forward to the next morning. So next morning, one of the servants come, rouses you, kind of takes you to like the storage room, kind of make sure you got like rations and warm clothes and any sort of mundane thing you might need, and then they escort you down to the noble docks. And it sort of like so the city of Grimsby sits on the water, and then there's like a channel that's been cut in by either magic or really a lot of work, and on the inner ring, that's where the nobles keep their like personal craft. The space for the Thistlespires, again, it looks like the sigil marking the spots, those are freshly painted, and you notice one of the slips is empty. The other one, it's a long ship, but it's not like compared to the other long ships you see. It's kind of smaller, so it's only got like a crew of 30. But as you arrive, the captain greets you, welcomes you aboard. he's been told, what the plan is. You're going to rendezvous with the other ship, and then from there, they'll figure out how to, which is the best way to get to the island. So, when you get out on the water, though, like once you get outside the city and out of the harbor, it is really getting cold, and the winds are really starting to bear out of the north. Waves are white capping at points, and it's definitely chilly. But there is a below deck and cabin that you can retreat to if you get too cold on a deck. But the captain says, it should only take a half a day to, by midday we should be to the other ship. Teotl's grace notwithstanding. And, but it easily, several times they have to drop sail and just go to oars because the winds are too hard in the other direction. But you do make it by midday. You see the other ship, which is probably about twice the size of the one you're on. And the captain greets you, and you present him the letter, and he come below deck. We can get out of this wind, and I can explain to you what we've observed. So he explains that the group definitely when they made it to the so they approached the south side of the island, which has two docks, which there are these guard towers. The party, he said, looked like they went and investigated the towers, and from what they could tell, they set up camp in one of them for that night. Then the next day they set out, and he said it looked like they're making a direct line towards the keep. He said, which from the towers to the keep is probably a day's march. He said, but from that point on, it was very hard. They couldn't see anything, through spyglasses or whatever to track them. He said, more than likely they've made it to the keep, and that would be his suggestion on where to go. He's going to send 4 of his sailors with you to help you get to the keep. But he figures if they've done the job they're supposed to do, then there should be pretty easy trekking to the keep. So they take out they have the smaller. He sends his sailors over to the smaller ship, and he sends the smaller ship up to the island. So the ship pulls that up at the docks. Your escort kind of hop out. The captain of that ship, like, we're gonna head back to when your escort comes back, we're gonna head back to Grimsby. The folks you're meeting up with have been told how to signal the big ship, and the big ship will bring them and you back to Grimsby. So safe travels and good adventuring. And with that, your sailors kind of explain to you that this island used to belong to the noble Marsh family, who were the wardens of the harbor, and the house got excoriated because they publicly disagreed with the king on the peace plan. And it's been said that when the king sent troops to the island to bring back the family, only a few of the family guards came back, but none of the members of the family came back or came with them. So there's all sorts of rumors and legends about what happened, and this happened about 3 or 4 years ago. And the island for a while has just been kind of an unknown quantity. Nobody's lived on it. Well, no, actually nobody lives. There's a fishing village that's supposed to be on the north side of the island, but they were very much like a self-sufficient community, so the only people they had interactions with were the Marsh family itself. But no one's really come out to the island, and you do notice, however, by one of the towers, a small like 2-3 person boat has been dragged up and set there, and it's kind of a definitely something like a single person could operate, but it doesn't. And the sailors looking. We don't remember them having a boat with them. I wonder where they. Oh, maybe they found it along the coast or something. Yeah, who knows? Sometimes the storms pick up on the inner sea here, and they can blow stuff all over the place. But we should get good heading towards the manor. That seems like the most likely place you're going to find them. It's about a good day's worth of walking. You go from a grassy plains to a pretty deep woods. Your escorts are knowledgeable enough that they catch a few hares here and there, so that you aren't just eating trail rations, and they find some decent sources of fresh water, so you're not having to completely drink from your water skins, but they move up, and you get to through the woods to another grassy opening, and you find not too far. You just kind of find like a little bit of like a footpath. Not too far from the edge of the footpath, you notice the corpses of what look like hobgoblins. One of them is actually, give me a investigation check. So
D20.
You take a d20, you roll it, and then you add whatever value you have for investigation.
Be on your first page. So it would be here. You have it as a trained skill, so you'll get +2. You guys didn't actually add up the skills.
No.
So it's +2 plus, then it's an intelligence skill, which you see there. So you'll also get +2 for that. So it's going to be a total of +4. So it's going to be +4. And eventually you'll go through and fill all of those in. Any of the ones that you darkened in the circles will be +2, then plus whatever your stat modifier is. And then the rest of them will just be whatever the stat modifier.
Alright. 5 plus 4, so 9.
It looks like the body was hit with some sort of acid that it's kind of, the flesh is eaten down to the bone, and whatever that was, it just hit it with the acid, but it's a pretty gruesome sight. The others show arrow wounds or bludgeoning. But yeah, one of them even has a blowgun needle sticking in it. Crotch level. That's canon. But yeah, your escort's kind of looking like, there aren't supposed to be hobgoblins here. Looks like the group is doing the job the Thistlespires hired them for. Definitely, though. The escorts kind of do a little rummaging through pockets and realize, and they picked them clean. They continue on. From there, though, you see there's a large like like almost like a mesa, but it's not desert. It's although most of the grass is dead and dying. Winter has set in, so but it's a rocky rise, and you can see like a cutback trail going up it, probably for wagons and whatnot. But like that's the and you can see just barely. You can make out the outline of the manor keep. And your escorts are like, all right, let's keep moving. Hopefully we won't meet any more hobgoblins. You travel up the cutbacks, and you make it up to the top of the rise. And there, a short distance away, is the manor. There's a small woody area around it. But there's a wooden palisade, and then the actual keep itself. Your escorts, that would appear to be it, and the main gate. You guys left the main gate open, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So the gate's open. So they walk up. You notice there's an older set of remains, not too far from the front. These remains look to be 4 or 5 years old, but mysteriously looks like from all of their clothing a small patch, which you notice your escorts have on their gear. For the Thistlespire family, a small patch of a similar location has been removed from the corpse's clothing. As you come up to the main door of the manor, you see what a sigil carved into the door, and this is the first time you've seen this sigil. It is a palmetto palm, with on the background blue and brown behind it. It's a green palmetto palm, and when you're that's the sigil of House Marsh. The Thistlespires are probably going to have to. I wonder if they've already got a carver to make them a new door, because they're probably going to want to replace that. Well, we've got you to the door. Would you like to knock to see if, or open the door to see what's inside?
Sure, I'll knock.
So as you guys, with the exception of Oryon, are kind of getting awake this morning, you hear a knocking on the door.
I swear if those hobgoblins are here to badger us about their disgusting breakfast foods.
Chase, you get it. I'm still in bed.
No, I haven't had coffee yet. I'm not getting the door.
Oh, God damn it. All right. And I grab my blanket and I wrap my blanket around me. I'm not ready to hear about
the Oryon guys again. Nobody say a word.
Guys are such nitty. God damn.
They are witnesses.
Yeah. But they're all with Oryon, and they just like kick the door.
Please describe what just kicked the door open.
There is a little.
Let me put a shirt on.
Even short for a halfling, curly-haired, big-eyed, in a rather oversized nightgown and a blanket, with wild brown curly hair, kind of like that, only much more disheveled, and looking rather annoyed at the door. What? Who the hell are you?
I am Xavian Serpenthelm, who was sent by Lord Thistlespire.
I'm smoothing and wondering why the fuck they're all freaking the fuck out.
Great, guys, we have company.
It's only someone knocking on
Lilith,
the
put
goddamn
pants
door.
on.
They bring coffee.
Did you bring
that won't
coffee?
be necessary.
I don't think you
Did not
have
bring
coffee. Wait, hold on a second.
Shut the door.
I rummage in my pack for one of the patches because we're in the foyer, and I like shove it in. It's just here. Hold this.
The patch she hands you is the sigil of House Marsh. Right before she does that, the swords on the wall, the three swords on the wall, starting to vibrate.
You want to grab that patch real quick.
Thank you. Suspicious one.
This is
You
so the
happen to
furniture
have
doesn't
some
kill
proof
you.
You're who you say you are.
You do have a letter from Lord Thistlespires.
Yes, he gave me this letter to.
Okay. I just.
Okay.
Jade snatches the
snatched
letter.
the letter
Oh,
from Jade.
you bitch!
Alright, so
I'm reading the letter.
Alright,
goddamn it.
let's do it around the table, kind of
Yeah,
descriptions.
introductions while the paranoid ones are reading the letters.
So
In the room we have.
Yeah, in the room we have. So you've met Jade.
Yo.
Halfling murderer extraordinaire. Responsible for the blowgun crouch shot.
Nice shot.
I am Thorn. I am half angel, but do not call me that because I will kick your ass. I am only allowed to say the A word.
Ass.
From inside the pillar fort, you hear Angel!
I'm a warlock who was raised by her evil uncle and out to avenge his death, and I sold my soul to do so.
He doesn't need to know all that, Thorn. Did you read the letter?
Yes.
Fine.
Okay, and then
Lilith.
I like to
I'm a little
like to
brick
get to know
smasher.
people.
I'm a human cleric, female with red hair, and I hate everybody.
Lilith likes
We're
me.
all real friendly, I promise.
You got us first thing in the morning, man.
last session they got a set of skill.
It was better than my scale now.
It did better than your skill.
Do we give it to Lilith?
That's what I'm kind of letting Lilith know, is that there was a suit of scale mail found in Albut's things.
We found it in an Albut.
What in the butt?
Albut.
What in the butt?
It's when you look at it, it is made of adamantine.
Oh,
Yeah, you want that.
Wolverine.
No, adamantine, different universe.
What?
You
Would you
know,
like them?
you know that this type of armor makes you somewhat harder to suffer grievous wounds. Basically, it makes you immune to critical hits.
Oh, it's
Still get
wrong.
hit.
You're Wolverine.
Wow.
You'll get hit. You just won't take the critical. You just don't have the critical hit
Don't take the
damage.
crit damage.
Those are halves.
No,
Normal damage.
Yeah, it's just normal damage. Hit critical hits. I want to make sure I'm saying that right before I.
No, action said, action done, Joe.
DM Fiat, Mark.
I'm offering.
I'm just saying, Joe. I agree with Mark on that one.
So what?
I'm offering him some smokes because with this group
The suit
you
of
do
armor is
something.
reinforced with adamantine.
She's already trying to get you high.
So when
in
you're
the
wearing
bit
it,
of
any
introduction-
critical
Yes.
density
No, actually,
becomes a
I'm
normal hit. So yeah. Yeah, so you now have a suit of adamantine scale mail armor.
So, but it's no plus to my armor class, right?
No plus your armor class, it just makes you. Okay, so there were a couple other things in the loot from last time. There was a medallion, and a ring, and a staff with a snake head on it. A carved snake head.
Okay. So I am Chase. I am an Air Genasi, which basically means I am very blue. Blue skin, blue hair, blue eyes, and I look kind of like the bastard child of Sam Elliott and Yondu.
We have a month's antidepressants though, so he's not so blue.
No, I'm blue. Dabudi. And I am a gunslinger. So guns are extraordinarily rare. The odds are really good that you have never seen them before in the world. You may have read about them in one of your random books. The lore that Joe and I came up with for this particular campaign is that they were invented by the Genasi. So they are super special and rare. We're exceedingly awesome.
Also exceedingly secretive and not sharing of the technology secrets.
Yes. And in point the fact, I actually haven't used it yet in the campaign.
This is yes.
Like, I have only used my bow so far.
You are a collector of the ranged weapon variety, as I recall. You have the bow, you have the crossbow.
I have a bow, I have a crossbow that I also haven't used, and then I have that, and then I also have a rapier and a scimitar, which are not ranged.
Bristling.
But he's a fighter.
Yeah, I'm a fighter. I'm supposed to bristle.
So Lilith has crawled back in, or Lilith, Jade has crawled back into her pillow fort and is staring at you from under the blanket. Why are you here?
Who read the letter?
I did, but I'm burning it.
Why are you burning it?
Jumps out and grabs it and stomps on it. Hands it to Chase.
Why not?
The letter just introduces him as a guest
Well,
of
we can't have nice
a
things.
guest of House Thistlespire. Seems to be of a similar adventuring nature.
All right, guys. We have a babysitter.
Oh,
Cool.
I say we time up and leave him somewhere.
No.
Can we introduce him to the hobgoblins?
So, Dagan, why don't you kind of give a description of what you look like? So,
I am a human wizard. I am dressed in sort of some strange, at least to their eyes, clothes from a far-off land. Pretty much just an average-looking human guy. Other than that,
Max, add robes.
robes. Yeah, I like robes.
What?
all right.
All right. Pleased to meet you, sir.
Pleased to meet all of
Do
you.
your best to keep up and don't get any of us killed.
All right, this is a Blues Rip and B. Watch me for the down notes and try to keep up.
I kind of had to tell Mother I got those black eyes. I don't want to get killed.
Did you eat yet?
I just want to get out my trombone.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying we should probably start to make plans to try to walk to the fishing village.
After breakfast?
The other thing to point out, lady with the map, there are still parts of the manor house you guys
That we haven't
Yeah.
cleared.
Yeah.
No,
we still
Yeah,
have-
there's a couple of rooms we haven't cleared.
Oh, I thought you guys had done all that.
Just go play
No.
Stupid
No, because we got involved in the hobgoblin drama.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
let's go
with
clear rooms.
stupid Oryon and his stupid
Put on my
cult.
new armor.
Hey,
So while Oryon's
Cinch it
out
down
there
in all
dealing
the
with the
cinchy places.
hobgoblins,
Some curvaceous.
Yeah, let him start his cult. We can finish clearing
yeah, his
this
cult's
stupid
not good
place.
for
and
us.
breakfast.
You
No,
do
his
realize
cult's,
that.
his cult's fine for us. It'll keep him distracted.
It's not good for you,
I say
me, or
since Oryon
Lilith.
isn't here,
No,
we should
it's
just all go
fine.
murder
He
his
hasn't
cult.
preached to me once since he met them.
Right?
This is great. It's the best thing that's happened to me in 2 days.
Let him
It's
have
not good
away.
for us, I'm telling you.
Okay, so we did the tack room. We didn't go to the well. But it's a well.
That's in the stronghold. There's also a section in the manor house you have not.
Well, I'm working backwards because I'm looking at my
Did you
notes.
get to this?
Yeah, but we're all the way back to
foyer.
the foyer. So let's go to
Okay.
the foyer.
All right,
and figure out
we'll
from
go back to the foyer. La, 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 la.
That was down the stairs to the stronghold.
Yeah.
The bugbear.
Yeah,
Okay.
you made it to you went to the level below that as well.
That was in the
La 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 la. Okay, so from the foyer we went down and we went to the throne room.
which was
that's-
a box off.
Right, that's where we found what's his face.
creepy bodies.
Right, that's where we
The
found
ghost of Eldon
dude.
Marsh.
Right.
Yeah.
So Ghost was there. Okay.
Eldon Marsh.
And then we went down and we peeked behind the tapestry and found the chapel.
Yeah.
Okay, we did that. And then the other way led us to the stairs that went up.
What other way?
Went upstairs.
Across from the chapel,
Okay.
there was a hallway.
There's a hallway that goes up to stairs. If we go straight from the chapel, we went right to the conservatory.
Right.
Yeah,
We
and
did
went-
not go left.
No, you guys did go.
We
Did
did
we
go
go left?
left.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
You
went
saw
left.
there were like small rooms,
Okay, so we did get to these rooms.
but you from the throne room there's a passageway you guys haven't taken.
Okay, I don't have
because
that on my map.
her map doesn't have that document.
No, the
But right here, like immediately from the foyer, there's this entire
There's also a right turn.
right that we didn't go.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay,
okay,
then I
gotcha,
do
okay.
have that. I have the right turn, Clyde, right here.
Right, but you guys have never gone that way.
We did
Yeah,
not
we
go
have
that
not
way.
taken the right turn in Albuquerque.
Okay,
and
so
we're
we
right here at the foyer.
so let's go right turn from the foyer.
Well, it's it's through that hallway with all of the paintings of the marshes, and then
Right.
Yeah, she shorthanded that hallway.
Okay.
Right, because I was worried about the other stuff. Okay. So from the foyer. Okay. There's that right turn.
Okay.
So that's where we're going now. Okay, so we're going down that right turn.
the right turn is about 20 feet long.
Okay.
Again, on the walls there's some paintings hanging of looks like some notable members of the Marsh family on the wall. Does look like though, there's some dried blood and stuff on the wall. So it looks like as the forces of the King's men and the betrayers move through, they were killing folks in this area as well.
Okay.
The end of the hall doesn't have a door. It opens up. From the doorway, you can see what looks like a sideboard where like food would be laid out.
Directly in front of us?
About 30 feet in front of you.
Okay.
You can see so the hallway's 10 feet wide. It comes to the opening, and you can see there's sconces on the walls, like directly in front of you. You see like two sconces up high, though not lit now, of course. And like directly in front of you, more against the wall, the far wall from you, there is like a 20-foot long like sideboard where food, like dishes, would be brought out to be served. But that's all you can see directly from the doorway.
Okay. What's our marching order? Who's in front?
Yeah. Let's see.
Since Oryon's off dealing with his cult, I suppose I'll move to the front of the line.
Okay.
You guys have. I took out your characters, didn't I?
Hermins, our figs.
Yeah.
I've got myself. I'll just use Erlen for now.
Okay.
And then I don't see other figs in here right now.
No, there's a little pewter guy.
I have
Did you
old
put him back
Hugh.
in
I
there?
have Hugh.
Yeah, we have
of
Hugh.
all people.
Hi, Hugh. Okay.
Since it's
Okay,
We're
so
not
it's a
exactly
converted
in order.
Pathfinder class.
yeah, we're
I'm behind.
So-
okay. So put you
Chase.
guys where you want to be.
Yeah, because
We're still
remember
at the-
we're
we're still
in the doorway. We're coming in the
Why?
doorway.
My arms aren't that long.
So
That's
I
me.
put
Put me
myself
next to
at.
Chase.
I
Where's
put
Chase?
myself at. I'm at the front of the line. Yeah, I'm not a gunslinger. I'm Marilyn. But
Oh boy.
I mean, invoking the spirit. As a wizard, you probably want to be at the back of the pack.
Yeah, range fighter.
And remember what I said when I was describing everything? It uses the grid system, so each of these is a 5-foot square. So all of your spells are going to involve targeting specific 5-foot squares, or in some cases, like Agonazar's Scorcher,
They have
it does a line of 5-foot squares. It's a 30-foot line, so it'll be 6 5-foot squares.
Put that at the far chair. By the far chair.
Here we
by
go.
the far chair.
Here, you flip
By
that.
the head of the far.
Oh, this chair. Sorry.
I'm more about it.
Okay. Put these two
That's not a
kind of near him.
it kind of near him?
Is that kind of near?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So, Lilith and Chase.
Almost said Erlen, didn't
Almost.
It's the fig.
It's
Yeah.
the fig. As you look in, you realize this is a giant. This is like the main dining hall for the manor house. The table in the center is, I don't know, like close to 50 feet long. It's
Jesus.
20 feet wide. It's got chairs running down the sides. In the back corner are a couple more sideboards, it looks like, that would have been used for putting dishes on. To the north are two doors, kind of like the ones you guys found downstairs in the downstairs dining area. So they're kind of on they're swinging doors.
The bat wings.
Not quite bat wings, but swinging. Which then you can probably assume that there is a kitchen back there. At the far southern end of the room, you see two skeletal figures and a creature that is wearing the house livery of the Marsh family. The being is, the skin is a deathly pallor and is pulled tight across the face. Like I say, he's wearing the house livery over what looks like a suit of studded leather, and you can see like cuts in the tabard that he's wearing, which you all being skilled warriors that you are, those probably were fatal wounds. And he looks up as you come in. More betrayers. More from Aleph. Must defend the marshes.
Oh boy.
As he says that, the skeletal figures they just kind of stay so they sort of like animate and begin to rock slightly. Hanging from them, you also see they're kind of wearing like tatters of Marsh family livery is on them. What do you want to do?
Okay, so only Chase and Lilith can see this right now?
At this point, yes.
Real quick, because I realized that I did not write down this name from our encounter in the throne room with the ghost.
Elgin Marsh.
Elgin Marsh. Thank you.
I don't know. We'd have to try. We lured him into the foyer.
I would like to call out, we are not betrayers. We seek revenge for Elgin Marsh and the rest of the family.
You know what? Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion, you say? That is that's a 10. Stupid on trans skills.
Yes, so were the betrayers who led the Kingsmen. I will kill you all. With that, he pulls a long sword from his sheath and they begin to move. Let's get some initiative.
Alright, so back on page 1. You're going to roll a d20 again. And up at the top. Joe, you said he was ready. Initiative.
Dexterity.
This box here, you're going to take your initiative modifier, or your dexterity modifier, and just write it down there. And that becomes your initiative modifier. Eventually, yeah. Eventually, other things can also modify it, but for now, it's just that. Then you're going to roll a d20. Add that modifier, and then when Joe's ready for it, tell him what it is.
Xavian.
Xavian.
Okay.
You can't leave us on the super.
No, I can't.
No, you really can't.
Everybody with 12 or above. Okay. Jade, what do you have?
14.
Okay. Anybody have higher than 14? Chase.
16.
Okay. So Chase. Jade.
13.
13.
Monster number 1, monster number 2.
They
Okay.
have names, Joe. Families.
No,
Not anymore.
not anymore. These guys.
Long dead.
Look, whose side are you on?
We're not entirely sure yet.
I'm getting closer.
So Thorn, what do you got?
11, a mighty 11.
Xavian?
I have a 5.
That's with your.
Yeah,
Plus.
you rolled a 3
Bringing
on the
up
die.
the rear.
I feel like we need to get him a different set of
Marsh.
dice because
Yeah,
your
man.
oversized dice are not being kind to him.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
Here, dude.
Thanks.
Okay. So Chase, you are up first.
All right.
Thank goodness.
It's not a full set, but
So
needed the help.
this is just one of those first moment instinct things of I'm crammed in a tight spot. I just tried to call out a friendly greeting. I've had a long day so far already. I haven't had coffee yet. And I've just snapped.
He's crazy.
The hell happened to
The
breakfast?
bow's still on my shoulder. So I'm just going to reach down, throw my coat back, pull out Warren, and Deadeye shot this guy.
Nice.
Okay.
So Deadeye shot, I spend a grit, and I roll with advantage. And I crit on this one, which means I regain a grit.
Nice.
So I'm just not going to erase that. And I crit on him.
Okay.
So that is, remind me, I automatically deal max damage on one, and then I re-roll
You roll
regular
the next.
damage for the second one.
Yep.
So that is 10 plus 3 is 13, and then for the firearm, do I add
you add your
the
dexterity.
dexterity? So 16 total damage.
With that one shot, you catch it like in the skull, and it just and the skeleton just crumbles back into pieces, and the
Crowd goes
other
wild.
the more intelligent of the creatures kind of looks over towards one of his get go lay down. Go lay down.
That's a funny thing
Go
to
lay
say.
down.
I did realize I misspoke. It wasn't the crit that regained my grit, but it was killing an enemy with a firearm.
I thought you get it for
No,
thought it
it's,
was
it's
crits.
when I kill him.
No, it's critting as well.
I'm pretty sure crit is weekend.
Oh, okay, actually it's both. You're right. But I can't gain past my max, so
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Right. So the point you spent, you got back.
Yes. So, yeah.
What's the range on your?
150.
Oh yes.
It's 150 or 600.
Okay, so you're well with it.
Yeah.
All right. So
And then I am going to go ahead and move. I got it. Thank you, though. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, just to give them room.
and let me just say how useful these are. Okay, that is Chase. Jade.
Jade is going to. Do I want to even bother with
So you
blue
turn
dice
this on.
with these guys since they're freaking Jade ridiculous? No. Okay, so Jade is going to pull out her daggers. Dagger. And she is going to run her full movement, which is 25. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Do I have to take double to jump up on the table?
Give me athletics check.
While she rolls that, I just have to say, that was a really good first shot.
Yeah, it was 13.
No, you make
Okay.
it.
What was I at? 20? So 25 up onto the table. And that's as much as I can do till I get closer, because I'm going to go melee.
Your bonus action doesn't give you the dash,
Oh, right. Dash. So that's double.
so you do another 25.
Okay, that gets me much closer.
Do you want to throw in your daggers?
No.
Because remember, they haven't gone, so you have advantage.
Oh, that's right. I always forget about that, and I have it right here, too. And
I have it
then,
right here, hidden behind a whole sheet of paper.
yeah, hidden behind all this stuff. Yeah, I guess I'll go for a throw. It's just, is it the same as a regular attack?
Yeah,
All right.
with advantage.
So you roll 2.
No.
No,
That's a 5 and a 1.
you rolled a 1. Remember, you're lucky.
Ooh. 15. Plus 5, so
Who are you throwing it at?
the big guy.
Big guy?
Yeah.
That hits.
So 20 to hit. Okay. So, four,
Plus you have your sneak attack damage.
6, which is another d6.
2d6.
6. Ooh. 12. 17.
So you launch the dagger at him, and it hits. You did 17,
Yeah.
but you notice when it hits and it does cut him, it doesn't seem to make as big a wound as you would have expected.
And now my dagger's stuck in this dude.
Nah, your dagger like cut and clatters off on you.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, I have done my full move and my attack.
Okay. That brings up Lilith.
Yeah, we all know what I'm gonna
Do it.
You gonna
do. Wait, how many squares away from him am I?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60?
65.
60.
65.
Can I move and then cast? Or?
Yes.
Yep.
Right. Can you move me 15 feet?
That's
All right.
15 right there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead, and with my Reaper thing, I can cast on both of them because they're within a square of each other. So I'm gonna cast
They are
Are they more than one square?
yeah, so
it's
there's a
one
square
square apart.
between them.
No, then you have to be 5. They need to be 5.
They would have to be like
It has
that.
to be like that.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Never mind. So I'm just gonna do it on the big guy, so he has to make a Wisdom save.
Okay.
Yes, a roll above a 13.
He does not.
Okay, so that's a D12 because he's already damaged.
Mm-hmm. What type of damage is this?
I believe it's necromancing damage.
Necrotic.
Necrotic?
Yes. Spell damage increase. It's 5th level increases.
Yeah, necrotic. Okay.
9.
on there.
Plus, does that get the spell thingy? Just 9.
As you you can sense the toll around him, but you notice it doesn't do as much damage as you would have expected.
Something's getting burnt up.
All right, so that brings up the lone skeleton.
Who's facing the wrong way? I just realized.
Yeah, he can keep facing the wrong way. He's taking action to
I
turn
feel
around.
like he's not going to do that. All right, what's he doing?
So Lone Skeleton, he pulls out a short bow,
Okay.
and he is he's gonna move up to stand next to the his friend there, and he's gonna shoot at you, Chase.
Sure, go shot for shot with me. I'm okay with that.
Ooh. A 14.
On the nose.
You take 5 damage as the arrow clips you.
Alright. He has succeeded in pissing me off. More than I was.
The big guy kind of laughs a little bit at your attempt to use necrotic damage on him.
He'll laugh next round.
And can you move him? You can move 30.
So is that 6?
Yeah, it's move 6. So move him 6 towards Lilith.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Puts him right about there.
Okay.
I'm assuming the chairs had to be passed around. So.
Yeah. He's kind of just lumbering. I will defeat you, betrayers. I will protect the marshes. That's unfortunately his turn. Thorn!
Okay, I am going to.
Today.
I am going to poke my head out and say, "Can't we all just be friends?" Fuck, man. That's my move.
So you're going to move in?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move in.
Okay, so move here.
Got it. You gotta count.
Well, that's like...
That's far within her.
I don't think you want to be next to me, magic user.
And that's why
Shit's
you're...
about to get real.
So you're just going to move in and say, can't we get along?
Yeah.
He just sort of... Betrayers, more betrayers. No attack? Nothing? Okay. Alright, so that brings up Xavian.
Okay. How do I know how much I can move?
Okay.
You can move 30.
Base move is 30 feet per round,
Okay.
which 5 foot per square, so that's 6 squares.
I wanna move up behind them.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just count it off.
That would be, or was I here?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So,
And you can move on diagonals too, so don't...
so that would just be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so standard round is a movement, and then a standard action.
So your
and
standard
then-
actions can be to attack with a melee weapon or ranged weapon, to cast a spell, to use an object, with like if you had a wand or something that did something, or take a potion.
Yeah. If you remember when we were looking at the spells, they all said casting time, and it was all like one standard action.
Right. There are some spells that will take a bonus action, which means you could cast them and then like another cantrip.
Yeah, but I think pretty much all the ones we looked up said they were one standard action.
Okay.
You have some bonus spell slots? Yeah. I'm good. You could have done it that time.
And I wanna throw a firebolt at him.
Okay. So you make a ranged magic attack. So you use you roll a d20.
Okay.
And you use the sheet with your spells. It will say your second one, I believe.
Spell attack bonus?
Yeah. So you roll a d20.
So you're going to roll the d20 and then add that number to it. He crit it.
Crit. His
So on a
very first roll of the
on a
game.
natural 20,
Very first attack roll.
it's an automatic hit. No matter what.
And then, so not only is it an automatic hit, but then you do extra damage. So the way I do critical damage is you max what would be the damage value for it, and then you roll that same dice and add it to it. So
Firebolt, what we did was we wrote down page references on
Yeah.
there. So it's PHB, so it's the book you got open. 242. I want to say Firebolt was like D8 or something like that. But it's a cantrip, so that might be too low. Or too high, rather.
We're still polar bears.
Damn, I should have took that back.
1d10.
No, it's too low. Okay. So on a hit, the damage target takes 1d8 fire damage, and it's a
D8,
no D10.
D10.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and roll a D10.
So it's 10 plus whatever you
Yep.
just rolled. Whatever you're going to roll.
With another 10.
Well, welcome to the party, Xavian.
Welcome to the party, pal.
You're a friend now.
You see, so the firebolt leaves his hand and rips into the creature, and like the flames rip over it, and like what tattered livery it has just burns. And he definitely took all of that.
Ooh. All right. So we know his weakness now.
Nice.
Yeah, nice fucking work, sir.
Welcome to the game. Chase, that takes us to the top of the round.
All right. Well, I don't need to worry about that guy. So I am going to go ahead and just clean up this other skeleton.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and, especially since he shot me, fuck this guy. I'm going to go ahead and spend the great and dead. I shot this guy.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 19 plus 5, 24.
That's a hit.
Yeah. That's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
You blast him, and his the right shoulder kind of explodes in the socket, and the arm falls, and it looks, and it's just holding the bow now.
You know what?
It's
Based on that, I'm going to go ahead and action surge and shoot him again.
Okay.
That one's not quite as good. That's a 13.
That hits.
I'll take it.
All right.
That is 6.
With that, you catch him in the sternum, and the hole just collapses. The short bow clattering down at the end. Yeah,
Does he also clatter down?
yeah, he clattered down.
Okay, so then I'll go back to full grade. I'm liking the script mechanic. Alright.
Okay, so let me just take this out of here.
And then for my move, we'll go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over here. Actually, 5, 6. We'll get a nice flank going on with him. Okay.
All right, so it's Chase Jade.
Okay. All right. So I guess I gotta turn around. Well, I guess since I'm standing on a table,
It's that time.
it's that time.
So we are doing pour some sugar on me.
Hell yes.
Luce.
Okay, so flips her daggers, takes a step.
Dagger, remember, you only have.
Oh, right, I only have one. Flips her dagger, takes a step, and jumps. You want an athletics for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I keep looking. That is a 16.
Oh yeah, you definitely make the jump, and as like you're coming down, you can make your attack.
Okay. And for attack, that is a crit.
Nice.
Jeez, man.
So roll a d4.
We are just critting.
That's a 3 on the die. So double the 6.
No, it's 7.
7.
Yeah, it's 4
Plus
plus
two.
Plus the 3.
Plus
Okay.
whatever
Plus
bonus.
five.
Yeah, you're
Plus the bonus, which is another 5.
No.
No, another 3.
Right.
Okay, so
that's 10.
And no more sneak attack.
Nope.
So right in the back of the neck.
Again, as you stab and kind of drag down, but it doesn't, like, it does damage, but it doesn't do as much as what you think it should have done.
Okay.
It's like that time you tested this on a tree.
Okay, do I have enough movement to get back off him?
To disengage?
Yeah.
Yeah, you only move, like, you can.
Yeah, so I can still disengage.
Disengage
Okay.
and move back.
So stab in the back of the neck and then jump off again. Do you need another acrobatics?
No.
Okay.
No, because you don't just hang there. You
Like, you
gravity's
rode
gonna
him down.
pull you down. You're on the floor and you disengage. So you're gonna jump back on the table, or are you gonna move like just back?
Because I honestly didn't want to. I didn't want to ride him down. I wanted to try to pop his head off. But when I didn't see the damage doing, I would have jumped back off.
Okay, but you're still gonna be on the ground.
But I'm still
You're
going to be
not
on the
gonna
ground
be
behind him.
Right. So do
Yeah.
you want to move away from him, or were you going to try to jump back onto the table?
So the question is disengaging.
Right. Where am I disengaging to? Yeah, I guess I'll jump back onto the table.
Okay, so that we need to make an athletics check.
Right. 18.
Okay. All right, Lilith. He's not looking good. However, even though he's that firebolt he took definitely put some hurt on him.
Yeah, he's going to need to roll a dex save because I'm going to cast Burning Hands on him.
How far? What's
What's the
15
range?
foot.
5, 10, 50. You're gonna have to move up to him.
I'll move up one now.
What's the actual like?
As you hold your fingers tips,
might get off.
spread a thin sheet of flame shoots forth from your outstretched fingertips. Each creature in a 15-foot cone must
might
make
get
a
hit.
dex save.
Well, no, because the chair, him.
A creature
That area.
takes 3d6 fire damage. On a fail, takes half damage. On a successful one.
Yeah, no, she's right outside the cone.
Yeah, it said the fire
Maybe a little
ignites
more.
any flammable object in the area that isn't
Yeah,
being
you're already hot.
worn or carried.
So dex save.
Tonight I am.
He does make his save.
So he takes half.
The chair catches on fire.
Give me 2 d6s.
Let's see, this is what I was talking about. Even though he made his save, he's still taking damage.
You gave me a d10.
I don't need a D10. You took a D10.
No, I
Bring your
didn't.
thing down.
I said hand me 3d6, 2d6s. I was like, oh look, I did 10 points of damage.
Right?
D6.
That's magic.
7, so half of 7 is 3. So I assume we round down.
Yep. So he kind of moves himself so that he doesn't take the full blast of it, but he gets a little more singed. And now the white's turn.
Again, it's about race.
He's gonna lumber his way up towards you, towards Lilith.
Lumber.
1, 2.
And he reaches out his gnarled, dead-fleshed hand.
Yep.
And reaches to touch you. Oh wait, no, you make it. No, I roll. Then
Melee attack, isn't it?
yeah. That's a 10.
He rolled a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did hit me.
As his hand kind of comes close, you recognize that there's some sort of necrotic thing going on there. And then...
Mostly because a finger falls off.
And then he follows it up with his longsword. That's a 22.
Yeah, that hit me.
You take 6 points of damage.
Scumbag.
Tickles.
Thorn, you are up.
I'm gonna do a firebolt.
Okay.
14 plus. I forgot how to do this.
Your spell attack modifier.
See, I think it's on page 2. It's right by where you have all your spells. It's not that far down.
Worst case scenario, it's your intelligence modifier, right?
Okay.
Charisma for...
Oh,
Spell attack modifier is a 6, so 20.
Okay, that's a hit.
Not 9.
and it's a D10.
Crap. And I lost it. Another D10. 6 plus.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
Oh, it's a 9 plus what? My 6, right?
No plus.
No,
That's-
no, 9.
The that firebolt rips through him, and he. I have failed again. And collapses.
Chase says that's what you get for fucking with us.
Right.
We could have been friends.
Are we out of initiative?
We are out of initiative.
Okay. Jade, like, as she's walking down the table, oh my goodness, that was really cool. How did you do that? That was amazing. Are you a wizard? You look like a wizard. You must be a wizard. Can we hang out sometime? I want to learn to be a wizard.
Watch out, she's gonna braid your hair.
I don't think it's.
I'm
it's quite
gonna
long
reload. And then search the room.
And as when she sees Chase reload,
I'm just gonna smash his
my
head
tiger,
to
and she
a
goes
pulp.
running to get her dagger.
Okay, that seems fair.
Those pirates.
There's a burning chair.
Yeah, but it's really.
Yeah, and I'm gonna search the room for something to put it out with, and also loot.
I just search around. This room is pretty. What there had
Full
been
of treasure? Great.
No, had been well picked over. Is what I was going to say.
Except for the treasure?
No treasure. Sorry.
There's no treasure in the cabinets.
Speaking of treasure, there was some treasure from last time that I brought up once before, which
The amulet that I got, and
Wait,
also
have it?
the ring that I'm
there's a
wearing.
medallion, a ring, and
Yeah.
a staff with an adder head.
It's on
I don't care
photo.
about the staff.
Right, but did anybody want to investigate, figure out what they were?
We're kind of
I
in
would-
the dining room at the
Yes.
moment.
I would gladly
He's saying we're
investigate
retconning back
the
to-
medallion and the ring. The staff I could give two shits about. I'm not a spell mage.
I'm not greedy, so I'm happy with my no crit armor.
I'll investigate the staff, I guess.
You can give me an Arcana check on it.
What am I rolling for you?
What am I rolling?
Rolling an Arcana check.
A
A
D20.
skill check.
I knew that.
Same for me.
A 19 with Arcana, which is.
Oh, yeah,
four.
I can tell they're
got it.
round.
23.
So Thorn, as you're looking at the staff,
3.
A 4 on one and then a 6 on the other.
Oh shit.
Like, they're round.
you get the feeling that this is a magic item called the Staff of the Adder, and it's actually something
probably
you can
shouldn't do that
use. You're gonna if you took like 30 minutes and kind of sat with it, you would know more about it. and might even be attuned to it, but it definitely is.
Roll 2 6s.
It's a pretty decent magic item.
I've never won that die.
I
So,
would definitely like to do that.
okay. When you guys hit a little bit of downtime, you were checking out the medallion. What you manage to roll there?
But it's round.
That's round.
It's nice.
It's
Yeah,
pretty.
I rolled 4 on the ring and a 6 on the medallion. I'm
Yeah,
not
go round.
I'm not a magic spell mage person.
No, you were.
Anybody
Doesn't
else,
take gunpowder.
Anybody else want to
Yeah.
look at these things? You're more than welcome
What's your
to.
proficiency? Oh,
Choose two.
I'll give it a shot.
Go for it.
I was gonna lie.
Yeah. You've seen how my D20s have been rolling.
That's
15. I had a 13 in
So you're
plus.
looking at the medallion.
Yeah, and I'm proficient in Arcana. But shouldn't I get a higher? Shouldn't you get that plus something else bonus?
It's plus your intelligence.
Oh, so it'd be 18.
It's your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, so it should be a 5.
If you're proficient in Arcana.
Yeah, that's a P by it, right?
I'm
Yes.
assuming that's what so the medallion you realize is it's called the Medallion of Thoughts. And you know it lets you cast. It may let you cast like a spell like property. You figure if you actually spent like a half hour with it, you would kind of be attuned to it and be able to understand how to use it better. Anybody's going to check out the ring?
Yeah, I'll do the ring.
What's it do?
That's half an hour.
You just do a half hour.
When you use it with it for a half hour, you'll know.
It's not really worth anything. It's just a nice gold necklace.
I know you're lying, and I just don't care.
Don't even need to insight check that one.
I need about a half hour to study.
As you
it,
look
unless
at
know what it
you look
is.
at the ring, it kind of looks
Like a tinker's kid in a ring?
no.
Tinker is
Go
down.
the ring.
That would be nice.
I need a tinker's kid.
You don't, oh, right. You don't have one yet, huh?
Trying to get a picture of it. They don't, because of course not. It actually looks like a pair of frog legs wrapped around. So like
That's pretty.
the front of it is like the toes of a frog's foot
It
coming
must be
together.
French.
Okay.
Oh, I was picturing something very different. I was just like, oh, so to wear it, you have to like stick your finger right up its ass?
Okay, so good. Tell me about Froggy.
So you think it's going to also let you cast some sort of spell, but again, you'd have to spend some more time with it, about a half hour to figure it out.
Okay.
Definitely be doing that.
Is there a tablecloth on that table?
No, it's
Is there like any type of clothy thing, like a blanket or just a tapestry or something?
sure. Yeah, there's tapestry.
I'm gonna tear a tapestry down and put that chair out, and then I'm gonna go sit at the table and stare at my medallion.
Jade grabs Xavian's hand and goes, "Come on, new guy, let's go check out the kitchen. I'm hungry."
Good luck.
Didn't we already find the
Probably
kitchen?
gonna die.
Well, there's
Would you
another
like
one.
some smokes to go?
Sure.
It makes the journey much
You're
easier
such a
with
drug
that.
addict.
I'll take them.
Well, I'd
Like a death
offer,
stick.
well, I'd offer some drink, but
Go home and rethink your life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna follow these
Mr.
guys
Milana.
because if I don't follow the halfling, she gets in trouble. And if I do follow the halfling, she gets in trouble, but at least I'm there to try to stop it.
Yay! This is why I love you, Chase. Kick doors.
telling you, we just need something to.
Okay. So you
You know
spend a
I
half
love
hour.
you, Jade. You break
If
my
you guys
heart
want,
every morning.
Mark,
Just the one side
sounds like
though.
like
Just
a
the one
short
side.
rest is going to occur. So
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, okay, we're doing a short rest.
yeah. So you get your action search back.
Yay, action surge.
So you spend the time focusing on the medallion, and you realize it will let you cast detect. It has charges, 3 charges, and while wearing it, you can use an action and expend 1 charge to cast detect thoughts to cast a Detect Thoughts spell. The medallion regains 1 to 3 expended charges daily at dawn.
Alrighty then.
If you choose to wear it, it will count as an attuned item. You can only have 3 attuned items at a time. So the first half hour you spend, Thorn, with the staff, is...
You're like Santa
You're in the
Claus.
other room.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you what it does.
He's like
We're in the
Santa
kitchen. You could
Claus.
yell.
I don't want to yell. It attracts people. Realize the battle problem.
I was contemplating attuning to the ring, but I don't know if I care enough to.
The staff is called the Staff of the Adder. You can use a bonus action to speak the staff's command word, which in your head it comes to you. It almost sounds like the voice of your angel guide, actually, whispering it. And the head of the staff becomes an animate, poisonous snake head for 1 minute. By using another bonus action to speak the command word, you return the staff to normal.
Oh, that is so.
You can make a
Alley.
melee attack using the snake head, which has a reach of 5 feet. Your proficiency bonus applies to the attack roll. On a hit, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage and must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 3d6 poison damage. The snake head can be attacked while it's animate. It has an armor class of 15 and 20 hit points. If the head drops 0 hit points, the staff is destroyed. As long as it's not destroyed, the staff regains all hit points when it reverts to its inanimate form.
The snake has a better AC than I do. But I have more hit points, so fuck it.
So you can choose to be attuned to that if you would like. You know that
It's a mind-reading necklace.
only you
I'll yell
and
that.
Lilith can attune to this item.
Okay.
Can anybody attune to the medallion?
Yes, anybody.
So what's a medallion's the thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's chases.
And then the ring. After you sit there with the ring for a bit,
Because I'm not greedy.
it is a ring of jumping. While wearing this ring, you can cast the spell, the jump spell, from it as a bonus action at will, but can target only yourself when you do so. If you choose to put it on, you would consider being attuned with it. Anybody else wants to, you need to sit with it 30 minutes and you can be attuned to it. So
I become stronger.
Yeah, I would totally rather that than the medallion. I'm just saying.
You want the ring?
Yeah.
Here, you have the ring. I'll take the medallion.
All
Why don't
right.
you just take the staff?
Yeah, she should have this.
Okay, I'll have the staff. I'll have the staff. You have the ring.
I'll give the evil cleric the medallion.
to detect thoughts. She's not evil.
She's not evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving that to Oryon. I'll attune to the medallion.
Do not give David Koresh the medallion.
Yes, please.
Yes, exactly. See, I was thinking about
He's
that,
trying
and
to
then I was
convert
thinking,
him
that's a
to
terrible idea.
He's trying to save us all. He believes his way is the only way, and he's
Now,
going to
I'll
convert
be
us
able
all
to
or
convert
kill
him
us.
If you're familiar with Marvel Comics at all, just picture if the Punisher was starting a cult.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
blend
much.
the Punisher and Magneto together.
Yeah.
So what's in the
what
kitchen?
it's the ring.
Plus the
Ring of jump,
he's
basically.
Ring of jumping.
getting in the head a lot.
I guess I'll just stick it on the treasure.
Yeah.
Might do
Oh,
that
Jade's
head
gonna.
damage.
Jade's. As soon as Jade
And it's
sees
how
what
many
it can
times a
do.
day?
No, Jade
It's at
probably
will.
wants it. Jade jumps.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How far do you jump?
Jade jumps,
it's as a
man.
jump
As a
spell.
spell?
Oh.
At what level?
It's at the
Chase
lowest
need to
level.
jump.
Because jumping with a
So, and then the
firearm
medallion
is
does
hot.
That's
You
true.
have 3 charges.
That's very true.
He lets you cast
I
detect
see.
thoughts.
He sounds like he's got like a
Super
trench coat on.
So do you
Yeah,
detect it at
yeah,
your
all kinds
level?
of like Helsing
No,
and
you
shit
detect
going
all
on there.
spells lowest level.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first level
which is
stuff.
right up Mark's alley too.
What's that then?
You're talking about how
Jumping
hot
with the
Yeah,
firearms
expand
and
the
the whole
second
trench
level
coat
spot that
thing
goes
and
out.
like
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Chase is like super sexy.
Yeah, I'm like 5 seconds away from the Matrix now.
Yeah.
Like, I went on this whole, like, I'm going to be a Western style gunslinger, and I'm giving it, like, I don't know, 3 months before I'm Neo.
You're the one? You're going to reset the whole matrix?
I mean, it's not like a full-on jump, but all
Okay.
it does is triple my
We have some
distance.
megalomaniacs in here.
But
We got
that's
the
So
one.
freaking cool.
Yeah.
We got
Okay,
really
so
cool
in the
going
kitchen
on.
you find the places. There's 2 large hearths, which obviously had been used previously for cooking. The 2 round things are tables, and that's also a table. Those look like they were prep tables or for staging for serving. Most of what was like anything in here that like could have been carried out has been carried out. There is some like dry, sacks of flour that have been here for 4 or 5 years, so they've kind of moldered and have been eaten. And there are mouse holes. No mice, however.
How big are the hearths? Are they like big manor house walk-in fucking
Yeah,
hearths?
that's 10 feet wide,
Okay.
and they go back a good 5 feet on each side. Like you could hang several pots and things. Same thing here. Yeah, this was the cooking.
We could get
Okay.
rid of some skeletons.
Jada's gonna go in there and look up the chimney.
So
Something snatches and push up.
you see up. You see like a little bit of light, but it's you actually saw where the hearths were. These hearths kind of the pipes came up through the master bedroom.
Okay.
So that's kind of how the master bedroom was warmed. And you kind of know from you traveling around the house that these would have been right under there, and then you can kind of a little bit of light coming in from above.
Okay. Other one, same thing.
Yeah, they're both.
Is there a goblin scurrying up at my any chance? Because I'm thinking it's an awesome place to cast a fireball.
Yeah.
No goblins because it stops here. There's no going downstairs with it.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back out through the double doors.
A little bit of soot on you.
Yeah, a little bit.
So that's the only door in and out of there.
Yep.
Save the back.
Kind of walk in and go like, "Can we have breakfast now, guys?
It's not time
Guys.
for second breakfast.
Who cooks?
Guys,
I don't.
food. Feed the halfling."
It's not time for third breakfast.
She just like storms out.
Here, have a cigarette.
It's not even close to 12.
Ew.
Stop trying to give people those.
Ew. Okay. So, where's the next? Since you're starving the halfling.
Well, I would think like within the hour or whatever, you could grab one of your rations and sat down and eat.
Okay. Chewing on jerky.
I mean, you are passing up on a sweet hobgoblin breakfast outside. I mean,
Oh yeah, you could throw them in the fire.
It's not.
No. Jerky. Okay. So,
I see you turned up your nose when they had the dinner the night before.
look, man. Okay.
Didn't mean we ate it. We
I
were
had
just
Oryon's
polite.
back. That was it.
We were just polite.
Okay, so it was this way
I'm glad I wasn't
to
there.
the dining hall, which we now have dealt with. Okay, so tapestry, we went there. We went both sides of there. We went upstairs and looked in the rooms upstairs. There was nothing really there. And then the stairs to the underground, we went straight across to the battle bridge, and we went to the left. We did not go to the right.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so that way.
Yep.
The hallway is again 10 feet wide. They like to build things pretty wide here. 10 feet wide, and it's 30 feet long. And it ends in a door, which, like every door in this house, basically has the Marsh sigil carved into it.
He gets us to go fucks. These guys are gonna have to replace all their doors.
Right?
Give me a perception check. Who's in front?
I believe we said that I was gonna be.
Okay, give me a
And that was
perception.
behind
Chase is
him.
leading.
You guys could be walking side by side if you wanted.
Oh, okay.
So give me a perception check.
stupidly bouncy
Fucking
blue
think.
die. It's a 9.
Yeah, I'll let you how low.
I'll stop using that one.
There's a
I
4.
rolled 7.
I mean, a 9's not awful. It's
No.
just not.
The both of you actually kind of, there's a, like that smell of water almost. Like it almost smells like there might be water or something nearby. Like like if you go out our back door, you kind of there's that
Yeah.
smell that there's water near. You kind of pick that up.
Stagnant water? Or
No, it
snowy
doesn't,
water?
it doesn't smell
Smells like
stagnant.
fresh
You don't have like
water?
a stink.
I mean, I'm gonna call it out. Like, anybody else smell water?
I smell
Bath.
water.
Yep, definitely water.
All right. Well, yeah.
We'll continue walking towards the water.
Continue. Yeah.
There's
the door.
doors, right? We need
There's
to
a
open the
door.
doors. Do they
Okay.
open in or out?
They sort of open.
Somebody better than me want to make a check on this door to make sure it ain't booby trapped.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's an investigation.
I mean, we don't have any goblins here to just shove into it, so sure, why not?
4, 16, and then what's it in intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
18.
Nope, the door doesn't appear to be trapped or locked.
We're going to open the door.
Go ahead.
So you open the door, and it opens up into a 50-foot wide by 40-foot deep room. Running down the center is it's a hanging, like a curtain almost. And looking to either side, there's like benches and like hooks against the wall. They're like hooks. And at the far end of the room, there is there's like a 10 feet of water, and it seems to be warm water.
Communal baths.
And the curtain runs the whole length, like even down to the back wall, so it's like hanging over the water.
We found the bath.
And this appears to be some sort of thermal spring-fed thing because it's still warm.
And as you stand there, you see 4 heads start to appear out of the water.
Shit.
And
This
that's
is a
where
note
we're
room.
ending.
Yep.
Turn around. God damn it. Gotta clear out the bath. I need a bath.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that water.
Once we clear this, I'm never going in it again. Because I don't know how we're
What
going to
kind
clear
of
it.
heads?
Right? We need to get them out there.
No,
Fuck up the water.
that's where we end it.
Okay.
Does it matter their heads?
Hi there, this is Joseph the DM. I hope you're enjoying the Not Safe for Wizards podcast so far. If you are, I'd love to ask you to do a couple things to help build the show up. 1, go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Preferably 5-star, but hey, I leave that up to you. 2nd, follow us on social media. The links to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are in the show notes. And thirdly, share it with your friends. Let them know about the podcast and have them take a listen. We look forward to entertaining you for a long time to come. Thanks. Have a great rest of your day. Hi, thanks for listening to that episode of Not Safe for Wizards here on YouTube. If you would give us a thumbs up for a like, hit that subscribe button, and of course hit the notifications bell. That way you'll always know when Not Safe for Wizards is putting up a new episode. Thanks.